This episode is brought to you by Relive Health, a modern wellness clinic helping you look and feel your best from the inside out. From peptides and hormone optimization to vitamin therapy, their team makes proactive health simple and approachable. Visit Relive Gaithersburg to start your personalized wellness journey today.
I think you have to square your jaw to the fact that, maybe I've not run this company well, and maybe there's not going to be a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
And that was the countersuit that the board is making towards the founder of FanDuel, right? That this company was mismanaged. The guys really weren't quite sure what they were doing. And this is the argument they're using to fight litigation.
Yeah, and I think that argument holds water because, there's you could see it from an investor perspective, right? If you were the investor and you invested $450 million in this company and the company was being run poorly and there was an opportunity for you to get your $450 million back, you'd take it.
Welcome to Married to the Startup. I'm Alicia McKenzie, a wellness entrepreneur and digital creator. Alongside me is my amazing husband, George, the CEO who's always ready for a new challenge. We've been navigating marriage and running startups for over a decade, and we're here to share the real, unfiltered journey with you. Join us for insights and candid conversations about integrating love, family, and entrepreneurship. This is Married to the Startup, where every day is a new adventure. Welcome back to episode number 52 of Married to the Startup. I am your host, Alicia McKenzie.
And I am the other person here. I wouldn't really say I'm a co-host because I don't know if I host anything.
No, I think you just talk.
I'm just a commentator.
Yeah.
Like a special guest that never leaves.
Never leaves.
Exactly.
Never leaves.
I know.
Okay, today we are talking about the company that sold for $500 million and the founders got nothing.
Yeah.
They walked away with nothing.
Yeah, so I think it's kind of a interesting topic, and it's also a change for the pod, really. Coming in more of dissecting almost like an MBA, like a business case around a founder issue.
Yeah.
So that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, because...
And I think it's something that we've heard a lot, and we've talked to people about it, and you get so fixated on the number like that. They sold for how much?
$500 million.
So a company sold for $500 million, and everyone's like, wow, the founder must have gotten paid.
Yeah.
Everybody's rich. Everybody made money. Oh my God, it was so much. And then without understanding the deal structure and without understanding the flow of funds from a sale, like that number could be meaningful.
Yes.
Or in this case, to the founder, it could be nothing.
Absolutely nothing. And this is a company we've all heard of, right? Yes. Sports betting is huge. You've got FanDuel, you've got DraftKings, you have what's the new
MGM's out there.
Polymarket.
Yeah, they're all out there.
Right? There's so many avenues in which you could bet on the most random shit.
All because sports betting was legalized not too long ago.
Yeah.
A couple years ago.
So this company, FanDuel, we've all heard of it, was founded in 2009. Right? Okay. So how long ago was that?
16 years ago.
Is it 16 years?
Yeah.
It feels like it was yesterday.
No, 16 years ago.
We were together when this company was founded. Right. And so it was founded in 2009. And one thing that we've always preached on this podcast is do not give away your equity.
Yeah. I think that's something we've talked about before. When you start your business, especially, first understanding, is it a lifestyle business or is it something that I'm going to try to sell?
Yeah.
One day. And not that you have to have that answer up front, but it helps a lot of the flow down decisions later with regards to the taxable entity that you create, how you structure it, how do you want to incentivize,
right?
And then how you run the business from a P&L perspective.
Absolutely. Is it going to be grassroots where you're going to grind it all out yourself? Are you going to try to raise capital? Are you going to go after loans? Are you going to go start applying for grants? Like how are you going to fund this company? And I think having that in mind before you even get started is only going to make you stronger.
Right. Yep. And then if you think that you're going to exit this company at some point, it's built to sell. So like you're going to ingest VC funding or private equity funding or something at some point, that understanding liquidity structure and the flow of funds and how the tiered structure of equity goes is paramount. And you need to plan your exit. Like you said, hey, I want this number. This is what I want.
Yeah.
You got to be doing the math on the flow, on that kind of tiered structure continuously. So you have to
Absolutely.
know how that works, because if not, you could very much have the same thing happen to you.
For sure. So 2009, a small team based in Scotland, which is also really important, right? Because back then there weren't a lot of protections for the founder.
Yeah.
Right.
I still don't think there are a lot. I just think it's more commonplace now.
I think enough people have been screwed over.
Right. That you're hard pressed to do a deal where a founder is going to not get super shares or super voting rights.
Absolutely. So 2009, company was founded in Scotland. Very small team. Fantasy betting is starting to explode. You've got more and more people coming to the market, and now it is a race to grow.
Yeah, and especially with, the US, which was not legalized betting when they thought, hey, the pathway to legalized betting in the United States is coming. So now the marketplace is going to be ginormous, because now you have access to all the US market for gamblers, where before it was all just Europeans.
Absolutely. So the US growth is insane. Yes. And then 2018 comes and it is all legalized.
Right.
Right. So prior to this, because of the popularity that betting was starting to go through.
Yeah, and Europe and other countries have had betting as part of their culture for a lot longer.
For sure.
Betting on soccer matches and everything.
Yeah, it was more commonplace.
Yes.
Right. So you see that you have competitors, and we were talking about this earlier. I can't imagine what the ad spend for a company like this is.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only way to reach your audience. Yeah. Right? You got to do ads, and
you see them all over the place, right? Like, you see them on TV, it's on social media, you see it on TikTok, like, it is everywhere. FanDuel, Sports Kings, go make your bets, go parlays, all this, like.
So now you're competing for ad spend with these guys, and it's a cash burn business until, you really open up that US market.
Yes. So basically they decided to ingest $450 million in capital.
Yeah.
Right. And it was a slow raise. So they did a first round.
So a lot of series.
Then they did a second round.
Series C, Series D. And you see that a lot. It's more commonplace than not now. Where you have a lot of funding rounds.
Yeah. So you did the funding rounds, but the further you go into the rounds, the more protections that the investor had.
Yes. Because if you think about it, today,
if you're coming in late,
like an angel investor, an angel investor is basically, it's like they say, you're going to either get, it's almost like a loan or it's an exchange for equity, but it's a very, very founder friendly term.
Yeah.
And then your Series A is still somewhat founder friendly, right? Or pre-seed, and there's so many fucking rounds now.
Yeah.
But it was still fairly founder friendly.
For sure. And then the further down the line you go,
it becomes more, because it's more risky, right? So if I'm investing later stage, there's not as much runway for exponential growth of the return on my capital. So I want to be more,
I want to get paid back first.
There's less risk.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's less upside, so I want less risk.
Absolutely. So as they proceeded to raise capital, the investors got preferred shares. They got liquidation preference. They got more controls shifting from the board or shifting from the founders to them.
Right. I imagine the founders got diluted each and every one of these rounds.
Yeah.
The founders may still have preferred shares or may be reclassified into common shares, because the later rounds are going to get preferential treatment. They are further up the cap table.
Absolutely.
And
this was still
more preferred shares.
10 to 15 years ago.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there wasn't a lot of use cases to go by, right? So
you
didn't realize you were being screwed.
Well, that, and you didn't realize you were being screwed, and you needed the capital.
For sure.
The worst time to raise money is when you need it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So FanDuel is sitting on a gold mine. They try to invest a bunch of capital. They do invest a bunch of capital, and then in comes a merger. So Paddy Powers steps in, and the merger values FanDuel's stake at $465 million. Right? So
they had taken in $450 million of capital.
Yes.
So it's a wash.
So $465 million is not enough.
Yeah.
To clear the investor stack.
Right.
Which means that
somebody's going home with nothing.
Yes. Yes, which it's really sad. You did all of this work.
Yeah, I mean that's just the way it goes sometimes. And I don't know much about the FanDuel's owners and how they ran the business.
Yeah.
A friend of mine, a mentor of mine, once said, when you're sitting around the table with the money guys, right? If you sit around that table, you just got to know somebody's getting fucked,
Yeah.
right? And if you're not the one that's doing the fucking, that means you're the one that's getting fucked.
Yes.
So know the deal, know what's happening. And like we talked about before, it's an emotional time for a founder, right? It's either you need the capital because you believe in the product or the platform or whatever, you believe in your business so much you need the outside capital to realize the vision that you have for your company.
Yeah.
You're so emotionally tied to it. Or it's a liquidity event for you and you're taking cash off the table, which again is still an emotional event for you. You're wanting to get that capital, you want that cash.
But what I don't
the business
understand,
side, they are not emotional at all.
Yeah. What I don't understand is how they made it this far down the line, not realizing that they were getting nothing.
Well, because they're not doing the exit math in their head, right?
Yeah.
And
who's not doing the exit math?
I don't know. A lot of people, or you don't do it correctly. You don't understand the tiered structure.
Yeah.
Right? And how things work.
Maybe you just didn't understand how diluted your cap table was, or
there are things in there that, the layman probably just doesn't understand, or you glaze over and you're afraid to ask questions, or you don't have a mentor or someone to tell you what's happening.
Yeah.
So let's say in a classic, I'll say from a private equity perspective, because it's very simple. You're taking on debt, or you're having a liquidity event. Let's say, we'll just do a simple, they're going to invest $50 million in your company, right? And you're going to take some portion of that off the table, or maybe all of that off the table, and you do some rollover. Let's say you roll over some cash. And then as part of that, when they set up the operating agreement, they're going to get a preferred rate of return.
Yeah.
What does that mean? So that says, okay, I invested $50 million and I have 80% of the cap table, 80% of the shares. I'm going to have all preferred shares.
Mm-hmm.
My preferred shares are going to earn 10% a return rate per annum compounded.
Mm-hmm.
So now the first year, even though I'm not taking the cash out, the company owes me as the investor $5 million.
Yes.
Next year, the company owes me $6.25 million. The following year, it owes me $7 million, and it goes on and on. So let's say after 5 years, that preferred rate of return on that $50 million is $23 million, right? So that's the first preference post debt off the flow of funds.
Yeah.
So let's say you sell for $150 million, right? You sold the company the first time for $50 million, you rolled over, and now you just sold for $150 million. Oh my God, I'm going to make so much money.
Yeah.
Right? That I tripled or quadrupled or whatever. I made a ton on my rollover shares. But, at the same time, you think, if you don't do the math, you're like, okay, that sounds great. But the company had $50 million of debt service.
Yeah.
So the first thing a lot of PEs do is they invest the money and then they get a line of credit or they take a loan out on the business and get cash. So let's say there's $50 million of debt on the company. So that $50 million gets paid first. $50 million gone. So now the $150 million is $100 million. And then the $23 million for their preferred shares comes out. So they get their $23 million now. So now it's down to what?
77
million, 76 and a half or something. And then they have their preferred rate. So let's say they invest at 50 million. We'll say they're honest and they say, hey, my preferred rate on the share is the same as my rollover.
Yeah.
So they're going to get their 50 million back. So they got their 50 million off the table. So that 76 becomes 26. And then the 26 then gets split to the rest of the cap table. Right? So that 150 million gets whittled away. And the PE guys, they are whole before anybody else gets paid.
Absolutely.
Right? Debt gets paid first.
Yeah.
Then all the preferred shares get whole.
So what are you left with?
That's what I'm saying. So they get whole, but not only do they get whole from what they invested, but they also get that preferred return.
Yeah.
Right? So they're going to get an 8% return on their capital compounded.
But what do they have that you don't?
The money.
Cash.
Right? But that's what I'm saying. So
yeah.
You do that math in your head. You have to have that waterfall math going all the time.
Yes.
And understanding it.
So how do you sleep at night?
I do math constantly. I do this a lot. But it's, So it's hard. That rollover, I mean, the second bite of the apple always sounds appealing.
Yeah.
And it works for a lot of people. So I'm not going to poo-poo the whole thing. It works for a lot of people. But there's probably a larger percentage in which you get nothing.
Absolutely, right? Which is why I think it's really important to highlight that for every amazing exit, you've got a FanDuel.
Right. And there's probably a lot more FanDuels than there are other things. Yeah. Right. For sure. I bet you FanDuel's doing pretty well right now.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, these guys are still in litigation.
Right.
Right? So they took this, they filed a lawsuit.
Yeah, because they probably...
Right? So the founders sued the board saying that the deal undervalued FanDuel.
Yeah. So they're saying that they took this deal at $465 million, which basically made all of the PE guys whole.
Yes.
And no one else got anything.
Yes.
And I imagine the PE guys got to participate in the new company.
Yeah.
In some fashion.
For sure. And they're saying that the board structured the merger to benefit themselves, obviously.
Of course.
Of course. Of course they don't have your good interest at heart. Really? No. Really? I think there's a little bit of naivety there. Mm-hmm. But the case is still it's still being tried in New York as of 2024.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So they're still in litigation. The founders still got nothing.
So what are the takeaways?
The biggest takeaway is that they should have slowed the capital raise, right?
If they could have. That's the question is, could they have, or...
They should have.
Were they in a race?
They were in a race, of course. You're always in a race with somebody, though, right? Yeah. Just because your competitor sets themselves on fire doesn't mean you have to.
Right. So they could have slowed down the capital raise. And also understanding the terms and yeah, making sure that when you're going in there, you're protecting yourself in every round.
Yeah.
And, by the sounds of it, that they got diluted out and they probably lost their voting shares. And then they had no control over what was happening. And the deal, they could sell the company like they did with a board vote without ever consulting them. So they could structure the deal in a way that would only benefit the preferred.
Right. And I think that was one of your main questions. He's like, did this go to a vote? It did, but they did not need the founders' votes to move forward with the acquisition.
Right. So they probably lost their board seats.
Yeah.
And so those are some of the things that have changed a lot in venture capital and stuff, where like these super shares has become more norm.
Yeah.
So the founders get super shares, so they have a disproportionate vote to the amount of shares they own.
Yeah.
So that they still can continue to manage the company and have, rights in the company, even though they may have a smaller percentage on the cap table.
But I think the biggest takeaway is that your equity on day one might not be worth anything, right?
Well, no, I think, it's paper-based. It might not seem like it's anything.
Absolutely. As a founder, if you were a new business owner, you're like, oh, I have all this equity. My company's not worth anything, but I need to bring on somebody to help me run it. So I'm going to give them 50% equity.
Yep.
Big mistake.
Yeah. Something we caution
And we
people.
see it happen so often.
Yeah. Yeah. It's much easier. Yeah. You can't, once you give equity away,
you can't take it back.
You can't take it back. And looking at like some people, like to the point you just made, that oftentimes people are cash strapped, and then also time strapped. So you are willing to give away equity for something you should be paying somebody for.
Yes.
Right. Equity should be reserved for people that are driving the business. They're creating value to the business. So they're increasing the enterprise value. They're not the finance person. They're not, this guy's a great operator. That's those things aren't bringing enterprise value.
It's not somebody to help you run accounts. It is somebody who has connections and value and can produce things that you cannot.
Exactly. Something that's worth a percentage of your company versus worth a paycheck.
Yes. Ugh. I see it. And I actually, I have a friend of mine going through this right now.
All the time. Yeah.
She's going through it right now.
It's all... Everybody's on the same page and it's kumbaya until it becomes real money.
I think that's the biggest misconception, is that your business will never have any problems, right? You have a partnership.
Yeah.
We're great friends. We get along so well until you don't.
Yeah. I think we've interviewed several people that have had that happen, right? Where you're the best of friends, and then you start a business and everything's great until one time it's not.
Right? What is the saying? There's more paperwork between you and your business partner than there are you and your spouse.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? Like,
yeah, it's interesting how that works. But yeah, that's a common misconception is people think, oh, I can just give these phantom shares of this equity away and trade it for giving them a lower salary or having them really work hard. And at the end of the day, you're like, you're right. It's worth something. And you just don't know it yet. You don't value it. And if you're not valuing the equity, how do you expect anybody else to?
Yeah. So was it avoidable? Absolutely. This was avoidable.
Yeah. And yeah. The only caveat would be like, if you were truly in the company was burning so much money that it could not continue without an injection of capital.
Absolutely.
And then at that point, I think you have to square your jaw to the fact that, maybe I've not run this company well, and maybe there's not going to be a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
And that was the countersuit that the board is making towards the founder of FanDuel, right? That this company was mismanaged, that the guys really weren't quite sure what they were doing. And this is the argument they're using to fight litigation.
Yeah, and I think that argument holds water because, there's you could see it from an investor perspective, right? If you were the investor and you invested $450 million in this company and the company was being run poorly and there was an opportunity for you to get your $450 million back, you'd take it.
Yes.
And the founder gets nothing. Oh, well, the founder doesn't deserve anything.
Yeah.
But where you lose me is when it is a merger and they get to participate in the merger, the new entity. So they continue to get upside where the founders do not.
Now, do we know if that's actually the case?
Well, it sounded like it's what they said.
Yeah.
Well, they structured the deal in a way that would.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they were getting whole and then also being able to participate in the new.
Yes.
FanDuel.
Absolutely.
So, that is just, I took a low ball deal to zero out the debt.
Mm-hmm.
And that way I could collapse the company. But then I'm still in the company and participating in the upside. So I just got these guys out.
I wonder what the current valuation of FanDuel is.
I don't know. It's probably pretty high.
I know. Like, I'm actually curious. Look it up. Pull your phone, look it up.
All right, keep talking.
But one thing that I wanted to do was explain the liquidation stack, like we're talking to our kids, right? And I was looking up a couple of examples, like how would you explain a liquidation stack to an 8-year-old? And the easiest explanation that I was able to find was, imagine that you and your friends are baking a cake. You baked it. Your friend bought the sugar. Your other friend bought the sprinkles. And your neighbor gave you the oven and the electricity to bake the cake. So once the cake is done, everybody wants a slice.
Yeah.
The person, your neighbor, who lent you the electricity and the oven gets 3 slices right away, right? They say, I want the first 3 slices because I gave you everything you needed to bake the cake, right? There would be no cake without me.
Right. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, go ahead. What's it?
I'll say FanDuel doesn't have a market cap that's publicly available because it's a privately held company.
Uh-huh.
So we can't tell that, but do you take a guess at what DraftKings market cap is as of today?
Ooh, 1.4 billion.
How about 14.7 billion?
Holy shit.
So.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
And that's FanDuel's biggest competitor, DraftKings?
Yeah.
Jeez.
So you can tell that, it's a lucrative space.
Shocker. Betting is lucrative?
Yeah, it is a very lucrative
Really?
space. Yeah.
What do they say when you walk into a casino? If you're here to make money, get an application.
There you go.
Right? Like nobody's making money on FanDuel except.
Yep. Las Vegas wasn't built by winners.
Okay. Back to my cake though.
Okay.
Right? So the neighbor gets the first 3 slices because she gave you the electricity and the oven.
Right.
The issue came about with FanDuel because after the first 3 slices, there was nothing left for anybody else.
Exactly. Those 3 slices were a third, a third, a third.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's the same. Almost all private equity deals and all these have this kind of structure.
Yeah.
With preferred return and, preferred rate of returns. And so that the deal is structured such that the money guys are going to get theirs.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to get their money back.
Yep.
and they're going to get a preferred rate of return.
Yes.
So even if the company is doing poorly when it exits, it doesn't matter. They'll still make their money.
Yeah. And in this case, the investors were owed $550 million.
Yeah.
The company was sold
for $450 million.
No, $559 million.
That was the debt?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and they only sold for $460?
Yep.
So they lost money.
Yeah. So there was no cake left for anybody else.
Yep. Yeah, so the question was that a lifeline? Like they had to sell? They couldn't keep going?
I bet you it was.
Maybe. So maybe that was the right move. Maybe there was no pot at the end, gold at the end of the rainbow.
Or maybe they just didn't know any better.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I think it's something, a lesson to learn about understanding, how proceeds are going to get distributed and understanding where on the stack you fall and the difference between preferred shares and common shares and what rights and drag along rights those preferred shares have.
Yeah. I also think it's the kind of company though too, right? Marketing is so expensive.
Yes. Marketing and sales in general. I think that's
and I feel maybe it's the publisher in me speaking right now.
The author in you?
The author in me speaking.
Yes, because publishers make their money.
Publishers make their money. Marketers make their money. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
What? It's so much money for marketing and public relations and PR and all this, and
yeah, there's not a lot of cake left.
There's not a lot of cake left.
Exactly.
There's not a lot of cake left.
Yeah, you can see why these why record labels are so lucrative, and
for sure
publicists and all these people, and then the stars are making like a penny a CD, a penny a download, right? And that's the reason that all these artists don't like these platforms.
Yeah. Who did you mention the other day?
I thought it was years ago. I think I remember it was TLC. I think back in the day, where they were complaining because they had just gone like triple platinum or whatever, and then they were talking about how they are broke. And like for every one of these CDs we sell, we get a penny.
So nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
They're selling a CD for $10 and they get a penny.
Yeah. So I think few takeaways: don't raise money unless you absolutely have to.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't raise money unless you need it and you have a plan for it.
But also, if you do raise money, make sure that you're modeling your outcome. Like what?
Yeah, model your outcome for sure, and understand, and don't be afraid to say no. And that's the best advice is never take money when you have to. Right. Yeah. So if you say, hey, I want to expand my business, or I want to enter this new marketplace and I need capital to do so, or I want to do a next generation of this and I need a capital to do it, like the best capital you can get would be a loan.
Yeah.
Can I get a loan for this? Because someone explained it to me too. I love the analogies, right? Like getting a loan is like, the guy standing on the street talking to you in the house, like, hey, how's it going? How's the business going? Am I going to get my money back? Yeah. Like, yeah, great.
Yeah.
And then, you can take like, mezzanine debt, which is like another side of debt, but it's kind of backed by equity. And it's like the guy who's on your porch, sees you in the morning. Hey, how's it going? Yeah. Business going well? We're doing good?
Yeah.
All right, everything's great. I'm getting my money? All right. And he goes, and then you get PE, and that's the guy who's sitting at your fucking dinner table every day. How's business going? Yeah. How's dinner? Yeah? Am I going to get my money?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, you think about it in that way. Like, who do you want to interface with every day?
Yeah.
So if I can get it from debt, I would rather do that.
For sure.
And if you need it from PE, you just need to know that it's a business relationship, not a personal one. And you've got to structure the deal in a way that protects you.
I was going to say protect the founder.
Yep. So, fight for the rights that you want. And if you can't get the deal that you want and you still have to take it, then you just got to know going in. You got to do that math of, what does this really mean?
Mm-hmm. And never, ever give away equity if you don't have to.
Correct.
Because once it's gone.
Mm-hmm. Can't get it back.
Can't get it back. All right. This will post after Thanksgiving, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
Good. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah. And just forget.
Just forget. No,
don't forget. Don't forget that you probably don't have any Black Friday money or any Cyber Monday money or any Taco Tuesday
money. Yes. Invest that money in your business and watch it grow.
Yeah. All right. We're done.
Peace.
Thank you for tuning in to Married to the Startup. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, please take a moment to like, rate, and subscribe to our podcast. Your support helps us reach more people and keeps the conversation going. If you have any questions or topics you'd like us to cover, drop me a message. I love hearing from you guys. Until next time.
George, out.